Hey everyone, it's Sarada and I scribble. And today I am drawing pinup boys. My OCs as pinup boys, actually. Most of them are not very pleased with it. This idea came to me when Art for Fun did just this. She drew her OCs as pinup boys, and if you haven't seen her video, you should go check it out because it super inspired me to do this. Like, I saw the video and was like, yes, I must do this because this will be fun. So I spent the weekend doing this. I drew 2 on Saturday and 2 on Sunday. So yeah, first one I did was Yoru because he does not give a fuck. He would do this just because, like, he's not really into women's fashion or anything. But he doesn't care. He just likes being nasty and flirty and stuff like that. So he would totally do this. I'm thinking he would do this like for the art club. The art club needs a model and he's like, yes, I'm gonna fuck with the art club. So he walks in there in lingerie and like, yes, draw me like one of your French girls. That is the feeling I get from Yoru. He would do that. So originally I just planned to do these as sort of sketchbook doodles. Like, I wasn't planning on recording it at all actually. But once I finally got down to it, I opened up SAI and then just sort of automatically started up my recording program as well and started drawing, and it was going really well. Like, I was in such a good mood. I just figured I'm gonna go for this until I'm done. I went with a really simple color scheme because I wanted to finish all of them. Initially I did try to color Yoru properly, but realized that if I'm gonna do all 4, I'm gonna have to do it simpler because this is gonna take forever. So I went with a sort of black and white color scheme, and then I colored the shadows differently for each character. You'll see that as they come up. I didn't struggle too much. I usually don't struggle when I have references. The biggest struggle I have is sort of converting the female model to a male, because you sort of have to, especially for Yoru in particular, he has pretty broad shoulders. You have to buff up that, and these pinup models tend to have a lot of boob going on, so you have to sort of reduce that and imagine what it would look like if it was a guy. So all in all, it's really cool to practice like this too, because you have to think differently. So I'm working on Epsilon now, and I think Epsilon is probably my favorite. Mostly because he is a person that just he is a tiny boy of 151 centimeters. He does not need to be more girly. He is very protective of his masculinity and really hates this kind of stuff. But he would do it for Sigma. He would so do it for her. If she asks him to wear a skirt, he will, because he loves her, and that is probably what happened. But I thought this pose would can't talk. I thought this pose would be really cute for him because it's not too much, but it's still really cute. I really like this one. It's my favorite. Oh yeah, as you've seen, I've inserted each of the models I used to the photo references for each of the models at the beginning of each character, so you can see what I was looking at when I drew these. No, I lost my train of thought. I don't think I struggled too much with Epsilon, actually. It went really well, but it was the second one I had done that day, so I think that's why I was warmed up and ready to go. Feet is a thing that is really hard for me to do, especially in high heels, so that went well. One thing I noticed throughout all of the drawings was that I drew the bodies too big in comparison to the heads, and I think that was just a result from me trying to translate a more realistic style into my anime style. Their heads just ended up too small. This is Kazu, and I really like doing this one as well. It's probably my second favorite because Kazu likes wearing girls' clothing. He's another one. He doesn't care. I shouldn't say he doesn't care. It sounds wrong, but he will wear clothing he likes. Here's some background on him. His family is really poor. He lives with his mom and little sister in an apartment, and like during his earlier teen years, he actually used to wear his mom's clothing. They sort of shared their clothing because they were so poor they couldn't really afford 2 wardrobes, so they sort of shared one. And sometimes all the pants were gone or all the t-shirts were gone, so he had to opt for a skirt or a dress or something, and he didn't mind because he liked that. It was what he had to work with. So I wanted Kazu to have a more like an expression I can't talk. I wanted him to have an expression that showed that he wasn't really embarrassed or sort of just doing this as a thing. Like he was, I wanted him to have a comfortable expression. I think that worked why? I think that worked out really well. I really like how the skirt came out too, like the folds. Usually in pinup pictures, the folds in clothing are very distinct as long as the clothing are not skin tight, so I just really enjoy doing the folds on the skirt and shading that in. And Kazu turned out really cute! My only struggle with Kazu was the arm that is holding up the skirt. I think I redrew that thing 5 or 6 times because the foreshortening was really difficult. But in the end it turned out okay, so I'm happy with that. So, the last one I did was Tsubasa. Tsubasa is probably, well, he is my favorite boy. He is my #1 boy. So I sort of saved him for last just to make sure I finished, because if I save my favorite for last, I will definitely finish. It was kind of hard to pick a pose for him, actually. I had 2 before I got to this one, or before I settled for this one. And this one was also really hard because there was, like, his legs were crossed and feet. Why are feet so difficult to draw? But I opted for not thinking too much about it, like just using the reference and trying to get as close to that as possible. Much like Epsilon, Tsubasa does not enjoy dressing up. He gets embarrassed real easily. Super easy for him to just get flustered out of his mind, so he just does not enjoy those kind of endeavors. But like Epsilon, he would probably do it for his girlfriend, so Skino might be able to talk him into doing things like this. She wouldn't though, because she's nice. Oh, and lots of blush for Tsubasa too, because that's a thing. He is like the king of red face. Yeah, it was just really having a lot of fun with this, and I'm almost done here, so this was really fun. Don't forget to go check out Art for Fun's video, and their channel too for that matter, because she is an amazing artist. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. Please do, if you haven't, take a moment to subscribe. You can hit that button, join in for more fun art videos. You can also follow me on my social media and visit my stores. Links to those will be down below. And until next time, keep on scribbling, friends. Bye!